And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to 27th of November. Yowzas. We're at the end of the month. No, we'll do Friday. Welcome, Morning Mindset. It is Thanksgiving Eve. So, hey, we're going to talk, how's your day looking today? We're going to have a little Thanksgiving Eve chitty chat today. It's your first time here or long time here. You need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area, but most importantly, your 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? I will tell you, today is a light-ish day in the shop because we've got stuff to do, like looking. So my jobs that need to get done today, I got a yard sign rush job yesterday that needs to go out today. So we'll get that one taken care of for sure. We've got shirts that need to be pressed because they're picking up on Friday. And then we've got DTF and UV-DTF. And then I have a call this afternoon with somebody. So there's those 4 things that are important. And the rest of it, Thanksgiving prep. I'm trying to prep everything we can today for it. So those are our 5 things. What are your 5 things today? As far as the weather, it's cold. It's like 30 degrees. I mean, it is the end of November, so it can get 30 degrees, but I'm not down with that. 30 degrees, trash. I got to look and see what the weather is tomorrow because I haven't looked. I haven't paid attention because I plan on cooking everything. Ooh, even better. Tomorrow, a high of, like today's high is going to be 44. Tomorrow's high is going to be 35. I plan on cooking everything outside tomorrow. Like anything I can, I plan on cooking outside tomorrow. So why wouldn't it be a little bit warmer? But then it looks like we drop below freezing and we don't get out of it for a week with highs of only 30s and lows in the teens. Welcome winter time. Burr. Not in it. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving. We talk 3D printing because I got somebody who shall remain nameless that wants to see some stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So let's check in. We'll see how everybody's doing. Beth, good morning to you. It's cloudy, 16 degree day in Nebraska. It's coming, and I don't want it. Water in the cup. Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota, 20. Cold water in the cup. 5 things: 3D printing, quotes, order blanks, digitizing, work on the business. That is correct. We do have our work on the business call. That is going from 11 to 3 today. When we're done with this and we set up our mentorship call, that's from 9:30 to 10:30. As soon as that's over, I will go open up the room, and then the first person that comes in there, I'll make a host of it because, like I said, I'll be working to get this stuff done, so that way I can meet deadlines today. So that way it's in there. But that's going on today too. And Sarah, good morning. Frigid 25. Sparkling ice strawberry starburst in the cup. That's a new one for me. Hi, Beth from Barb. And hey, Sarah from Barb. And morning, Barb from Sarah. And morning, Barb and Sarah from Beth. And morning, Beth. Back there. Got it. Rena, good morning and happy Thanksgiving Eve. Coffee in the cup and a chili at 53 there in SoCal. I would like 53 right now. And we're finalizing. I think Corey finalized our plans. I think I got to double check for Long Beach because that's going to be here before we know it. Long Beach will be here, and then Vegas will be here before we know it. So we're looking pretty excited about that. We did get our. I got to see. No, I'm not going to talk about that. I'll talk about it on Friday. I'll talk about it on Black Friday because I want to make sure that I get the correct. What's the correct thing for it? The correct name of it. So. Talk about something that we're a part of on Friday. But Thanksgiving Eve. So first up for Thanksgiving, what time is everybody eating tomorrow? For whatever reason, I remember as a kid that it was more in like the 4 to 6 range. Like it was more Thanksgiving dinner. It was prep and hang out all day, then eat dinner, and then relax. And then somewhere along the lines, I think it started becoming more 2 or 3, and now Corey tells me tomorrow it's between 12 and 1. So I don't know. When did that happen? Has it always been that way? Does everybody eat in the afternoon, or is it dinner time? And I know for a while when they started doing Black Friday on Thursday and opening everything up at 5, that it was, hey, get in you're done and then go shopping. So that kind of sort of made sense, but I didn't like shopping on that day, so I didn't go out. But I just remember, when did it change? When did it change there? And hi, Rena from Barb. Sarah says, order as much as we can for supplies, prep for Black Friday, add some straggler items to the website, square items, brine the turkey, open a checking account for the kids, for a kid. Very nice. Yep, turkey. So my turkey brine, I'll start that right after our mentorship call. Right after our call, I will start that, because hey, it needs to go. So I got that rocking and rolling. And then the rest of the prep, because like I said, I'm going to prep. The goal today is to prep everything. So all the casseroles, all of the sides, everything that can be done today, that gets done and then put in a pan, and then it has to go in the oven. It's all going in the pan, and then it's going in the fridge, and then tomorrow it'll go on the smoker. And well, actually, we're going to use gas grill tomorrow, the gravity-fed charcoal smoker, and then the pellet smoker. So we're going to use all of that. Shouldn't have to do anything inside. Maybe like, I don't know. I don't think anything will be inside. So that's the goal for all of that. So I got to adjust my cooking times, because with it being that cold out, it takes a little longer for stuff. Didn't know if you know that or not, but it should be a fun thing. The only thing I know for sure on the menu is turkey and ham, mashed potatoes, stuffing. I'm not sure what else. That's it. I don't know what else is on there for it. And hi, Barb from Rena. And look at that, Brian. Sunny as I cross into Oklahoma on my way to El Paso, Texas, and 41 degrees. Well, safe travels to you, Brian. That would make sense why you submitted an order last night, right? Because traditionally Brian's either a Sunday night or a morning one. So he's working so he could go enjoy that, going to see your son before deployment. Is that right? I think that's right. Hi, Brian. See you in Long Beach. That's the plan. That's the plan. I got to verify that plan, because I think everything is scored away for it. Tim will be my arch nemesis tomorrow. Actually, Tim, I have a gut feeling the Bears are going to pull off a win tomorrow. What better stage to do it than on Thanksgiving? We've gotten better and better each week. What better stage than Thanksgiving? That'd be a Thanksgiving wish right there. Enjoy the sun and warm temperature, Brian. Hi, Tim from Barb. And Sarah says 1 p.m. every year for us. Everyone else has other places to be. Yeah, and see, I would be more like a 5:30 person. Like the earlier you go, just the earlier you got to start everything. I remember the one year I was starting, Thanksgiving at like 3 a.m, and it was just like, oh, and then time to relax. So this year on the grill, 350. Let's see. I got to look at my. I have a guide in here to see where can I got to find this in. Where is it? To know how long I got to do it. And then that's when I backwards. That is what I backwards backdate from, so that way I can figure it out and go from there. Because I think it'll take about 3.5 hours. So if we want to eat at 1, so that means I got to have it. It's 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so I got to have it on at 9 in the morning. Be good to go. I could put it on earlier, and then it just goes in the other smoker for warmer. But 5:30, man, that sounds way nicer, because we're going to eat, and then, it'll be football the rest of the day and relax. It used to be that that's when like Christmas lists were made. So we would do, Thanksgiving, and then you remember these things called newspapers that had ads in them, and the the Wednesday one, the Thanksgiving Day one was like that thick of every ad, and we would go through it. So somebody would start, and everybody would grab the ad out that they wanted with, and then everything would get passed to the left, and then you'd go in there. So it was, it was there. You'd make the list, you'd have all that. Not so much now, because just do it all online, and here's my wish list for stuff. So things like that, they're not going to be able to enjoy. And it was cards or whatever. Now I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Usually between 1 and 2. All right, that's what time Barb eats. We always eat at noon on one side and then late at the other. But normally during the Lions game, I know other people that do that, where they have lunch at one side of the family's house. That 1 o'clock. And then they eat dinner 5, 6 o'clock at somebody at the other side of the family's house, which that's that's a fun way to do it too. And then I get to eat twice. I'm good for that. Always eat between 12 and 1, around 1 o'clock. Birthday. Ooh, Alan, birthday tomorrow. Alan's birthday's tomorrow. Well, yeah, you get a turkey for your birthday tomorrow. So what else is going on? I've been going on and on about 3D printing, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna pull the trigger on the Bamboo Labs one. And then somebody reached out to me last night, and they're like, what do you, why haven't you considered the Ender 3 Pro? And I said, well, the big thing is I've seen people say, right off the bat, to do decent stuff with it, you need to go ahead and upgrade the springs. You need to upgrade this. You need to upgrade that. Get a build leveler, and but all of that can be had for under $100. It's like, okay, well, if that's $300 for that printer, and then you add another 100, you're at 400. So why wouldn't I just go with something that already has it in there? So after some more conversations, they sent me a message this morning and said, "What's your address?" And I said, "Why?" And they said, "Because took a picture of a Ender 3 Pro." And they said, "Sending it your way." I'm like, okay. So I've got a Ender 3 Pro on its way, and I'm still going to get that Bamboo, and then we can kind of side by side and see how stuff is. So let the 3D printing journey begin, I guess is what I can say. Let it begin. That'll be that should be here sometime next week, and we'll look through Black Friday to see what kind of deals we can find on the Bamboo Lab one. And then there's a couple other things that we'll just look and see. But on that I started. There was things already that just looking around like, hey, that would be nice to have something like that. Like, hey, we could probably 3D print it. So looking at little projects, how that could work, where it falls into us. And the big thing is content. That's what I like about that Bamboo Labs one, having the camera built in to do time lapses on it. Because some of these prints, you're talking, like the one I saw, it was like 24, 36 hours, something like that. And my holy hell. But if you can time lapse all of that, now we're talking. And then we'll, just see what it goes. Does it just make stuff that we need for us around here? There's tons of jigs that I want to make for the S1 and the F1. So right there, I think that pays for whatever one I get. And then add to that, having the ability to, do things that we like around here, and then maybe what can the kids like, and what is this and what is that. So could it turn into something? It could. We never know. And that's where next year, this is the other spot that I need your help at, is we're gonna kind of rebrand the way that we do things, because we're more than just DTF, and we're more than just t-shirts and apparel. We do so much more than that, and there's so many of you do so much more than that. But when we look at the brand, Craft and Cash, does that make sense in there? We're going back and forth on a trademark resolvement with that. So is it worth dumping, some decent money into fighting for that? Is it better to just start over with it? Is it better to rebrand? And we think we're just going to go ahead and do the rebrand on it and get everything in there. So then we have the retail side of it, the wholesale side of it, and then kind of the media side of it. So that way, making the videos, we're all going to there. We'll have the podcast. We'll have, we'll get back into produced videos, because like now, we do so much with sublimation. We do so much with, just apparel decoration. Like we just cut, 100 feet of reflective HTV for a company. And a lot of people don't know that we do that. So showing the processes of that, showing, on everything, why not? And so we're trying to figure out the best way to do it. And that's what we're going to work through and do. The Toys R Us ad was it. I remember when did you get the Sears and Montgomery Wards? No, Montgomery Wards. Was it Sears? I know it was Montgomery Wards. It was either Sears or Penny's. I think it was Sears. Sears and Montgomery Wards. Remember those catalogs would come in like September? Yeah, those were good times with it. Darren, good morning to you, my friend. And Barb says, I have an Ender 3 S1 Pro. This is not an S1. It is just a Pro. Let me see if I can take out if there's any incriminating evidence in this picture of the picture that was sent. if anybody would be able to tell who it is. I don't think so. Maybe just grab it, but no, it's just a Ender 3 Pro. So no clue what needs to be done with it, and no clue what else is in that bag in top of there. It looks like that could be the upgrade kit because I see a blue tube. So I don't know. We'll see if it gets here and goes from there. And hey, happy times, right? Let's see what we can do with it and go from there. And Barb says, hi, Rena, Alan, and Darren. And Alan says, my nephew wants a 3D printer for Christmas. I'm doing a lot of research for a machine that is 14-year-old friendly. The bamboo, so I'm going to pimp out the Bamboo Labs just because from everything that I have researched, totally turnkey on it. You don't need anything extra with it. And the A1 Mini is like $200. So it gets you started with it. And at $200, that's a hell of a deal on something out of the box, and you can be printing within 15 minutes of it. And let's see, what is this one? The A1 Mini combo. Where is that? That Bamboo Lab. Yeah, $200. So that could be it. And you never know. We could end up. I was talking with somebody like, so if you're going to get into 3D printing, just be wary that it's like herpes. That it just keeps spreading. And you just keep having it, and that's what happens is you realize that something takes too long for you to wait for. So hey, I can go ahead and just grab another printer and do it, and then you run out of room and you take over stuff. So that's not the goal, at all. Ian, Cindy, good morning. Drinking black cherry bang. 5 things. It'll be more than 5 since it's moving day for your craft show. That's right, it is moving day. So Friday. What time's doors open? 10. Is that what time doors open? Because the plan, I think our plan was Friday afternoon. I think so. But the kids are trying to get us to go to a movie on Friday too. So Friday might be a short day so we can go to a movie. We'll see. Barb says, I posted a power brick I made in 3D printer in Discord. Awesome. And see, that's the thing is there's so many useful things that around the shop that we can use that we can make. And there's different things like I saw some stuff this morning that I have no clue if anybody, and you start thinking, outside the box, where has somebody made something like that before? And if they made it, then great. You don't have to worry about modeling it, creating it, doing it through there. You buy the file and you're good to go with it. But on some of the other stuff, hey, there might be some stuff. There's one particular thing that I run into every day, and I think a 3D printer will fix that issue for it. Let's see. I see so much on the lasers too, where just doing the jigs. Like most of my jigs now are just cut out of wood because we got the laser, so we can cut it out of there and be good to go with it. And so we do that. But wood can be finicky and fragile and issuey, so it can warp. Some things can happen to it. So being able just to 3D print some of our own jigs, pretty nice. On the F1, I seen somebody that did a base for it that raised it up, and I actually seen where I kind of might want to switch this up so I take that concept a little higher because of how I want to do it. So there's endless opportunities with it, and yeah. Like this, so lots of free 3D files to choose from on the website. Yeah, there's so much, and that's where I got lost with it. Where it's like, which rabbit hole do you want to go down to? The one that Hudson found because he saw something that he liked, and I'll put it down here in the comments because they are running a special. No affiliate links, nothing like that yet. I should totally get one if we go that way with it. But the STL Flicks. There's a lot of, that's where I'm seeing people that are selling the trinkety stuff, I guess, the toys, that type of thing. That's where they're getting files from. Commercial rights are there to it, but they're running a special where I think you get the lifetime membership for $500. It looks pretty solid. And, as many drops that they're having, hey, it's worth checking out. Yeah. Right, Alan, you saw that. Legos make the jigs go around. So if we're able just to create our own for it, and when you look at some of the jigs aren't a lot. I've seen some as low as $20. I've seen other ones that are as much as $100. But when you look at what you can do with it, like, hey, all right, cool, that saves me money on this. Why not go ahead and do it? So if I can invest in a tool that can make money or save money, then that's kind of fun. I think it is. So we've got one on the way. Interesting to see how that'll play out, and then we will go from there. What else? So we got Thanksgiving tomorrow, Friday, Black Friday. What are you looking for? And we'll probably talk about this Friday morning. Like, what kind of deals are you looking for on Black Friday? Are you looking for business stuff? Like, for us, we'll usually get the paper deals because, just the regular white copy paper. In past years, that's where we bought our chairs on Black Friday because they're running. Usually, they'll run great deals on that. Regular office supplies, great time for that. So we look at a lot of the business stuff. I don't think there's any equipment that we're really like searching for that we need to have. I think the printers are fine. So it's mostly supplies. That's what I'm looking. I'm looking over at the supply area thingamajigger, and I see that we could use more labels, more envelopes. So it's just standard stuff that we're able to look at and do. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then other stuff, for the kids list to see what we can find there. I have a feeling that there will be a lot of stuff bought off TikTok Shop this year, just because I can order something. And the thing I like about TikTok Shop is, who knows where it's coming from. But the thing that I do like is nobody has a problem ordering off TikTok Shop and waiting a week for stuff, right? It's not Amazon where, I was looking at something this morning and, I can have it here this afternoon. So they're not worried so much about that. So I can, the price is a little better. I got an instant read thermometer, which my other one started giving me issues, and I got one that was nicer, bigger, easier for my old guys to read, and it was like 25% the cost of it. Yeah, TikTok Shop hooked me up. So I'll probably buy a bunch of dumb shit for the kids on there. Everybody that's on their own, probably the rolling knife sharpener because that's amazing. There's some weird stuff on it, and then we'll see. Alan, still considering the new X-Tool air purifier. I'm not on the fence about it. I think if you need it, get it. If you have a way to exhaust outside, exhaust outside. And I know some people are worried that, hey, I don't want to cut a hole in my, in my wall to put it there. You don't have to do that. You can get the vent bags, and I think they have a technical term, but you open up a window, that thing closes on it, and then it's basically a hard piece, and your vent hose just connects to that, and it goes right outside. So the window closes on it, seals it shut, and so you can use something like that. So I've seen people do that, no issues, and they make all kinds of different styles for it. Whether your windows, are a crank out window out, there's the side window and up and down window. There's so many things for it. They even make them for the doors and things like that. So if you need it to go outside, there's options for that. Like for us when we do, because currently we just have it going to an exhaust tube, and then it heads out the door, and then we're good to go. As it gets colder, that sucks. But with the way that we have it, the zippered thing with it, it does do its job. When we go through the redesign of it, which will eventually happen. Nobody say they want timelines and stuff, and it'll happen more than likely spring. We had some issues here this fall that prevented us from getting that done, most of them being my own fault of just timelines and paying attention to things, and then now cold, and do I really want to do it in the cold? So we know when we get around to it, we'll get around to it, but it also gives us more time for planning. So we'll see how that all plays out. Getting the we know a mini split will end up out there because we want it conditioned, so that way we have heat and cool out there. But like right now, could we get one of those diesel heaters and put that out there? And for where it's at, would it zone in and do that area right there? Possibly. Everything with the ceiling is insulated, so we lose a lot of heat out of that. So that would need to be insulated. And that's just where it goes, one step after the other. One step after the other. You know what I mean? Like, you do this, and it goes to that, and you do that, and it goes to this, and this to that. And, it's just, all right, which way do we want to go? So with that, we will need to make room for stuff because we're out of room. We got to make room. I got to redo some stuff, get rid of stuff. I posted in the Discord under 3D printers links I found with free files. Awesome. So I'll go over there and check that out. Yeah, winter is coming and it's cold. It's cold, Alan. It's cold. I'm not down with the cold. Yesterday, what did we? How did we get? Who was I talking with on lasers? I was talking with somebody on lasers and what they can do and not do on stuff, and budget wise, what would I go with? If I had to do it over again, and I would still, knowing what I know and what's out there, would I still stick with the X tool? And I said, yeah. For what I know, for what I need, if you're going with a diode laser, just know you're going to have issues with some acrylics. You're not cutting clear. Blue can definitely be an issue. So, remember those things. If you are not going to be cutting acrylic, especially like clear acrylic, then, a diode laser will be fine for you. If you need to do it, then a diode laser isn't. Then you need to go to, like the P2. So you need to go to, a CO1. I know Ontech had a big shakeup here in the last couple of days where, kind of the three people that helped establish it on the customer service side of things are no longer with them. And so now there's what kind of support do you expect to get? Because it sounded like a bunch of their posts are just gone. It's a lot of the informational things. And that was one of my reasons with, Ontech was that you knew that the service you were going to get wasn't going to be the greatest, but they had the group, and that's where phenomenal information was relayed. I don't know if that's going to happen going forward, but those are something to consider with it. If you're going to buy, a laser, and you're going to get, an Epilogue, you're going to get a Trotec, you're going to have phenomenal service with that. So that's what you pay for. You pay those additional prices for that additional service. If you were buying, an X tool, a Recreate, which you should not buy. Don't waste your money on it. If you're going to buy, a Chinese K40, you're going to buy, some of these other off-name brands, just know that support might take a little longer, and that's what you should get it when you pay a little less. One thing to consider with that is, your time versus your need. If you have the time, go ahead. If you need questions answered quickly, you're going to probably increase your budget on it. Let's see. Darren says customer services. I went with the AP laser, and yes, it's quite a bit more. Yeah, and you're good. That's what you pay for. Like our DTF printers and that. We know that you can import a DTF printer, land it to you for starting at $8,000 to $10,000. Yes, you can go to a smaller model and get it in for about half that, but you're still at a 13-inch wide thing, whatever. But for commercial sides running the I-32 heads, you're going to be $8,000 to $10,000 delivered from China. You're going to have it 60 to 90 days from now. So yes, you're saving money, but what happens when something goes wrong? You're left to install it. You're left to do all of that to your own thing. And if you have any issues or do anything and you script ahead, it's just on you. With buying from a place in the States, like, so if you go through American Print Supply, who that's who we've got our stuff through, they are going to come and install it for you. You are going to have customer service there. You're going to have a dedicated tech that did your install to help with all of that. So that's what you're paying for. You're saying, oh, these companies are trying to rip people off because you can get this landed for $8,000. They're charging $15,000 for it. Well, or they're charging $25,000, so they're making $15,000 off it. Like, but are they really? Think about it. Wherever you are, they're shipping machines to you. So there's that. They are flying techs to you. You're going to have a couple. Most times you're going to have 2 days with a tech to so there's a cost of that. The tech isn't cheap. They want to make what do you think they're making? 50, 60, 70 bucks an hour. Let's just call it $50 an hour. They're there for 16 hours. That's $800 right there. But you're paying them on top of that, so you've got everything else that goes along with it that you put in there. Now add flights, then add meals, and everything that comes along with that. Add up the ink supplies that you're going to get with it. Add in any of the technical support that's throughout the year. They really don't make stuff much off printers, and that goes for companies across the board, anybody who's reselling equipment, whether it is a DTF printer or a vinyl cutter or anything really, most of those manufacturers have their MAT pricing, so that way it's all the same with it. You can't advertise for less than that, and they're not making a whole lot, maybe 30% off of it, maybe. And so when they start running specials or deals on that, it drops down, there's no real money to be made on it, and they make it off the supply end. It's you can go buy a new printer for $30, right? And the ink for it is 27. What are you going to do? That's just what it is. They don't make money off the printers. They make it off the ink. Same way with everything else. They don't make it off the machine. They make it off the supplies. Doesn't matter if it's a white toner, a DTF, vinyl cutter, they don't make it off there. It's off the supplies. So that's something to consider with it as well. You go with it. Now, with that, I'm starting to see a bunch of stuff pop up for Black Friday sales already. So that's kind of fun. Where I'm like, oh, what's this? What's that? What am I not going to buy? So with this, we're going to bring the show to a close. Hey, thankful for you guys. Thanks for showing up, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for this. I couldn't do this without you guys. And look for big things next year. We're going to try this, like right now, there's it says that there's 15 people here. I'd like to, there's times when we've been up to 30, 50, 75. I'd like to get back up to, that 75 to 100 on a consistent basis. And so that's the goals that we're going to push for next year. And we think we're going to go all in on that side of it. Wholesale side, retail side, not so much all in on it. We'll talk about more of those come to it. So happy Thanksgiving all. Love hearing from you. Can't wait to, I know everybody's going to post their turkey pictures. Even though we have a turkey, you're going to post turkey pictures. I like seeing food. I'm a fat guy. I like seeing it. So it doesn't bother me at all if you post more. So until Friday, you guys have a very happy Thanksgiving. Peace, love, press on. We will see you then. Go Bears.